In today's video, I'm going to be replacing the thumbstick in this N64 controller. You can see it's really loose and just kind of flopping around in there. The rest of the buttons feel like they work okay. I'll test them, but while I have it apart, I'm going to go ahead and clean it up. So let's go ahead and get started taking this apart. I'm not sure what type of drivers I'm going to need yet. Let me take a look. Looks like Phillips. Looks like these are mainly Phillips driver bits. I want to check and make sure I got the right bit for this. Yeah, this fits pretty good. I'm using a PH000 bit. Let's see if I can get the other ones out. I'm going to clean this case while I have everything disassembled. Maybe soak it in some soapy dish soap or some soapy dishwater. Alright, looks like there's 7 of the Phillips screws. We have some, 2 of them that are deep down inside of the cartridge slot on the controller. I'm going to have to try to rig up some type of extension to get down in there far enough to get them. Let's see if this will work. My screwdriver kit comes with a extension piece here. Let's see if we can get in there with that. Yeah, feels like it got it. Yeah, these screws look a little smaller, but they use the same bit. This one seems like it's really loose and ready to come out. Alright, there it is. Yeah, you notice these 2 screws are smaller up inside the cartridge slot area. Alright. Alright, now I got the second one out. All of the screws should be free now, I believe. Let's see if we can get this separated. Yeah, looks pretty good. There's the bottom. Looks like I need to be careful with the button here. I think I could probably just throw this whole assembly in the dish soap, but I'll go ahead and take the button out like this so it'll get a little bit cleaner maybe. Alright, now let's go ahead and take everything out of the top assembly here so I can clean the buttons and just make sure the circuit board is good. These buttons just lift out, and let's see, there's a little strain relief pattern here for the cable. Take it out of there, and I think I can just lift the circuit board out I might as well go ahead and disconnect this button, and I can unplug the connector for the thumbstick. Should be able to get that one out. Boy, that one's in there. It's kind of hard to get to where it is. So what I think I'm going to do is go ahead and remove the screws for the whole thumbstick, and then I can bend it back around and kind of pull straight out on it. So let's use the Phillips screwdriver bit again. Take this out, the thumbstick assembly. Okay, got those two screws out. Looks like there's only, oh, there's three of them. There's three screws holding that in. Let's get that guy out. Alright, let's see if we can take this apart now. I'm going to fold this back where I can get a straight pull out of the connector. Hopefully, without breaking it. There we go. It's out. Alright, so now, can we get the whole board out? We can. There's the board. The circuit board looks pretty good, actually. It's pretty clean. I don't think I'll have any issues with that. Right now I'm going to take all of the little buttons and the pads that go to the buttons off the controller. Alright, I'm going to tip this upside down and let these pieces fall out here. And there they are, all of the buttons. So I'm going to go ahead and get some soapy water and dunk this in there and these buttons, as well as the little button pads also. So all those will go in the soapy water. Alright, I'm back with a wow, that's not big enough. I'm gonna have to get a bigger bowl here to soak my stuff in. I can go ahead and do the button pieces in this smaller bowl since I already got it out here. I'm gonna go ahead and make use of it. Alright, I gotta go find a bigger bowl for these other pieces. I'll be back. Alright, while the buttons in the controller shell are soaking in soapy water, I went ahead and cleared off the work table and thought it'd be a good idea to organize the screws so I don't lose them or get them mixed up. So the lid of the screwdriver that I'm using has some magnetic areas on it. So I put the 7 screws that went in the shell, the main ones, together, and then I have 3 for the thumbstick and then the 2 that was up in the cartridge slot area. So hopefully I'll get them back in the right spot now that I kind of organized them. I've removed all the button pieces from the dish soap, and I thought while they're still a little bit wet and soapy, I'll use the ultrasonic toothbrush to give them a more thorough clean. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and clean up the shell. While I'm waiting for the parts to dry, I thought it'd be a good time to compare the 2 thumbsticks, the original one I have it here on the right, and yeah, you can tell because it's flopping all around. And on the left is the new one here. So first look, the size looks correct from what I can tell anyway at this time. And yeah, everything looks to be, you know, pretty much the same as the original. Now I do notice that the connector is a little bit longer. Now these connectors are the same amount of pins. Looks like the spacing is the same, and the same number of wires. Yeah, the only real difference that I see is, well, there's two things that I notice right away. Connector cables are longer, and the stick is not quite the same design, but it moves good and it returns back to the center reliably. So I think this one will work good, but we won't really know until we install it and give it a shot. The parts are dry now, so I think we're ready for reassembly. First thing I'm going to do is put this trigger button in to the bottom shell. Try not to break it. Okay, there it is. Alright, it's back in place. Now we can move over to this. Now, I haven't really researched how this all goes back together, so it's going to be a little trial and error for me. I may make a few mistakes along the way here. Left. Right. This one's pretty easy. Oops, knocked the button out. Okay, so I think I need to put a button pad over the top of this one. It looks like it's this one, but I don't know if it matters which direction it goes. May need to investigate that a little bit. It looks like it'll go on either way. Seems to fit here though, so I'm going to leave it this way. Let's see. Start button. I believe I remember where that one goes. Whoops. Just knocked a button out. This is going to be the hard part, holding everything in place while it gets assembled. It's going to be a little tricky. Alright, we have A and B. I'm hoping that these are keyed in such a way that I can only put one in, or I can only put them in their correct spot. Let's see here. It looks like A would have to go there, and then B fits in there. So I think those are correct. Now these arrow buttons might be a little tricky because they're angled. I don't know if they're all the same. Let me see, are these buttons the same? So it doesn't matter where I put them, or are they different? I'm trying to determine. Okay, yeah, they have a different key on the bottom. The pattern is different on all of them from what I can tell. So I'm going to just go and plug them in where they fit. We'll give that a shot. Okay, this looks like this one. Alright. And this one appears as though there's a big one and two little keys right there. Alright, this one looks like it would go here. And this one should fit right here. Okay, now I need to put the button pad back in position, which I believe would be just like this. It goes over those two posts here. Alright. These button pads go on after the circuit board is in position, I believe. So let's stop here and I'll go get the circuit board and we'll start on that. I almost made a mistake and started reinstalling the circuit board prematurely because I found that this button pad actually needs to go here for the start button. Let's put that back where it goes. Now I think we're ready for the circuit board. Here's the circuit board. Let's see if we can get it put back in position without knocking all the buttons out. Could be a little tricky. I'm going to go ahead and just try to lower the board down right here. It looks like I need to get these button circuit boards back in position here, and that might be a little tricky without... Oh, okay, they do fit down inside some slots here on the shell. It's difficult to see. I don't know if you can see it from here, but there's some slots there that they have to slip down in. I didn't get the left side of this button pad in the correct location, so I'm gonna have to redo this. So let's try to get this one set in the way it's supposed to go. I may move the button out of the way until this part is finished. I think that'd probably be the best way to go here. It's still tricky getting these to go in there without knocking them out of their the little post holes that the rubber pieces fit into. Alright, that looks better. I think I got that in position correctly now. So now let's go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. I'll take the button out temporarily, and let's go ahead and get the circuit board and the button pad in position first. Again, I believe that I got it. Looks like it's in there right now. Okay, so maybe I'll put these in right before I put the two halves together, because these are just going to keep falling out. I think that we're probably ready to put the thumbstick in. I think I got the camera back in focus finally. I didn't realize it was messed up until after I'd already recorded a good portion of that last segment. Anyway, we're going to put the thumbstick in now. I found that I can't set this down because when I do, the thumbstick hits the table and it knocks itself back out. So I'm going to try to hold it and start these screws in and then tighten them while holding it so that it can't pop out of position on me when I lay this controller back down. Let's go ahead. I think I got the screws kind of in the right spot. I'm going to try to run them in a little bit by hand first before I engage the motor on the screwdriver here, so I don't strip them out. I'll stop a little bit before they're fully tight, that way I can hand tighten the last couple turns and make sure I don't strip them out. This plastic doesn't seem like it's real strong. It would be easy to do. Alright, Let's get this last bolt here, or last screw. Alright, I think the thumbstick is at least bolted in now. So I could go ahead and plug in the connector. Looks like that's correct. So the white wires on the left, and then the darker wires are on the right hand side. Okay, so there's also a button that attaches right here on the thumbstick. So let's get that put back together if we can here. Alright, we have the button pad. There's a couple holes that have to line up just right on these, on the button pad. Having a hard time keeping it together while I reinstall it here. This is going to be tricky. I'm not kidding. This is not going to be easy right here. Maybe it won't be too bad. Let's see. Why is this sticking up here? Oh, it's not underneath the clip. There it goes. Alright, I think that's it. I think we got that in back in position there. There's a little bit of wiggling here on this side. So yeah, it doesn't grip it real super tight over here on this one side. I'm hoping that when I get it back in the case, it'll be more stable. Why is this side not gripping? Alright, I don't think I had it fully underneath the clip on this right hand side. Looks better now. I believe that's okay. There's a little gap right here, but I think when I put the bottom on, it's going to close that gap. Alright, now we're almost ready to put this thing back together. Let's go ahead and route the cable, trying to recall exactly how it went. Looks like it goes kind of like this. Yeah, there's some posts here that kind of guide it. Goes between these two posts and then up around here and then between these two posts and then out. Oh, I knocked this board back out of position. Better get that back. Alright, I think that I'm ready to put the bumper buttons back in, and then we can stick the bottom part of the shell on. Let's see if that will work. Okay. Alright, got the bumper buttons back in. So now I'm hoping I can just lay this bottom piece of the shell on here and get them to fit together. Let's see what we got. I don't have any screws in here, so I have to be careful. I want to make sure my letters are all facing the right way. A, B, start, I can read them. Arrows are correct too, they all point out. And we have the directional pad and then the trigger. They all feel good, like they're working and everything's in the correct spot. So let's go ahead and start putting it back together. The thumbstick is working good. I'm going to try not to lay it down on the thumbstick because, yeah, I don't want to tear it up. I'm going to go ahead and drop these the 7 screws that are the main ones for the shell back into the holes. That one doesn't want to stay in there. and then we'll start tightening them up. All right. Number one. Okay, I think that one's tight. I'm afraid to run these in with the driver because I can't tell how far they need to go, and I don't want to force them, so I may just manually turn these. They're going in a little difficult, a little bit tight. So yeah, I'm gonna play it safe and just use it like a screwdriver without the motor. Oh, I dropped a screw. I'm gonna have to tighten these up a little bit. I don't think I got them all the way tight. There we go. I'm gonna go back over a couple of these and just make sure they're snug. Okay. Looking good so far. I got this one that I dropped. I got to put back in. I probably should have cleaned these screws. I think that's why I'm having a little bit of trouble getting them back in. Alright, now for the tricky ones. These have to reach down inside that cartridge slot. So I'm hoping the magnet on the end of this will hold the screw while I try to drop it into position. Oh, this is going to be difficult. Yeah. This will be tricky. These last two screws here. Alright, a little difficult here. Yeah. The magnet on here is not quite strong enough. Alright, I had to give up on that for a little while and take a break and walk away. See if I can do it now. This is going to be a challenge. Oh no. Oh. Alright, I'm going to have to go straight down into this very carefully in order to get that screw to drop in where it needs to go. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Oh, I almost had it. Oh, so close. So close. Alright, let's try again here. I need to maybe add a light over here so I can see. Oh, wait, is it in? I think I got that one started. Oh yeah, she's going. That one is just about done. I think I got it. Oh yeah. That one's in. One down, one to go. Alright, I'm going to try to do the same thing. Hold it about the same way. Alright, got it. Oh no. No, that one didn't quite start all the way yet. I'm going to try to nudge it back in position here. Alright, I think it started that time. Yep. It's going in. I'm going to do it by finish it up by hand so I don't strip it out. Alright. Both those screws are in. It looks like it's all put back together. So now, the moment of truth. Let's give it a test. Alright, got the Nintendo fired up. Let's go ahead and see if this thing works. No, it didn't work. There it goes. Start button. Okay, I can move the hand with the thumbstick. Directional pad doesn't move it. I don't know if it's supposed to on this. Yeah, these aren't doing anything here. Alright. A button is jumping. B button is punching and kicking. Looks like I'm moving the camera with the yellow buttons here. Does this directional pad work at all? It's not doing anything. Maybe it's not supposed to. This left bumper, I don't know if it's supposed to do anything either because I don't see anything happening. Alright, the trigger is ducking. I can move with the thumbstick. Thumbstick feels good. I don't know much about this game. Yeah, I don't know if this left bumper button is working or if it just doesn't do anything in this game. There's the right bumper button. It kind of zooms in and out. Alright. I think it's probably okay. I need to find a game that I know uses the directional keypad over here, because I do need to verify that that is working.